I have followed sports my entire life, and they've provided me so much joy over the years. But my favorite sports memory has to be when the UNI basketball team knocked off the #1 seed of the entire NCAA tournament to advance to the Sweet 16. I was traveling with the team and was able to be on the court to witness this historic moment in person. 10 years have passed since the Panthers knocked off the Jayhawks, but we sat down with some key members of that basketball team to reminisce about that magical NCAA tournament.
I remember though when they put on the tape, like the clip tape, and like it always looks better on the film because like they only show you their highlights basically. Right. But I just remember watching the highlights and being half of them, I was like, oh wow, I watched that game live, like 90% of the games that they were showing, and then all their highlights were like, they already were good, and then they made them look that much better. And I remember being like, okay, like so he can go over both shoulders and do everything. That guy can drive right, left, finish at the rim, all three areas, and it was like, so how are we gonna win this game? Yeah. Like, you know, it was like a perfect highlight tape.
Yeah, reading Morningstar, shooting threes.
Yeah, I was never like, cause I feel like we played those guys AAU all the time, so it's not like we didn't know them. You know, like I think that was the best time, especially around that time for AAU basketball. Is like you got to play against the guys for the most part, so it wasn't like a scary thing, but I was like, yeah, they are kind of built a little different. Yeah.
No, Jordan hit 2 threes right this time.
Yeah. But they played awful. Yeah, so he was like, just let it rock.
Well, yeah. That's the thing. It's like Kansas, #1 team in the country. Kansas, that's a big name. You know, we're a 9 seed. Northern Iowa, not as big a name as Kansas. But you still got to play the game. Like that's always been the way it's for us. You know, being Northern Iowa, playing in the state of Iowa. There's Iowa, Iowa State, some bigger schools. But it's always been like, well, you have to show up and play. You don't get to win the game because your school's bigger or whatever.
Because Joe stepped out of bounds.
I was about to say, stepped out of bounds first, so.
Let's rewind that. I'm glad they all said that. Nobody wants to bring the ball up. Somebody come help me. I'm dead tired. Ali, Johnny, where are you guys? Before I step out of bounds. Just get the ball across half court. Yep. That's all that matters. Just get the ball across half court.
Well, what was it? We were up, I don't know how much the most we were up by, but what, we got down to a point? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was 1 point.
It was 1 point. So, you know, we never gave it up completely. Yeah. But, you know, when they put the pressure on at the end, they made a run at us, but, you know, it's all about how you respond when it gets tough. Okay, so not only Ali making the shot, but, you know, taking the charges, or everybody helping out, rotating. You know, there's a lot of little plays that you have to make on purpose. You don't just make them on accident.
Right. You can watch that shot too that I shot again, and he was crashing the glass just as hard on that one as he did on the UNLV one. So
confidence.
Yeah, that's my roommate. He didn't have a lot of faith in me ever. Apparently,
I
thought we were closer than that. He was crashing so hard.
I don't even have a memory of that shot, honestly. Like, I don't know if it was too emotional. Too emotional or what, but I don't have a memory
of it. What was it, 5-second differential? 6 seconds,
something like that.
But like, if you look, I don't know, I feel like it's almost like a statement on like your attitude as a basketball player, because in that spot, you can do two things. I mean, you can hold it out, and that's which is more of a passive, like, you know, maybe a smarter play, but at the same time, you can be err on the side of being overly aggressive.
Because it was 2-on-1.
And try to make a play, and that's what happened. Not to err, but like, you know what I mean? It was an aggressive play, and sometimes you have to be that way.